Other breaking story I mentioned to you that we're following. Police have arrested a man accused of shooting and killing 2 Israeli embassy staffers in Washington, D.C. Israel's ambassador to the U.S. told reporters overnight that the man killed had just bought a ring to propose to his girlfriend. You see the victims here, and he was supposed to pop the question in Jerusalem next week. President Trump posted on his social media platform sending his condolences to their families. He also said, quote, "These horrible D.C. killings based obviously on anti-Semitism must end now." CBS News' Naomi Ruchim brings us more on the investigation and what the suspect was heard saying at the scene.
A horrific shooting in Washington, D.C. overnight. 2 Israeli embassy employees, a couple identified as Yaron Lashinsky and Sarah Milgram by embassy officials, were shot and killed as they exited the Capitol Jewish Museum just after 9 p.m.
He just ran up. It was terrible.
Police say they were targeted.
He approached a group of 4 people, produced a handgun, and opened fire.
D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith says the suspect, tentatively identified as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez from Chicago, entered the museum shortly after the shooting. Multiple people who were inside the museum at the time said event staff assumed the suspect was a witness of the shooting. Then this happened.
He reaches into his bag and pulls out a keffiyeh and says, "I did it. I did this for Gaza," and just starts shouting "Free Palestine."
This witness captured video of security guards restraining the suspect. Police say the suspect told them where he had discarded the gun and that it was later recovered.
We will not tolerate this violence or hate in our city.
Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser and the FBI both say the threat to the community is over. Police and the FBI are investigating whether the attack has potential ties to terrorism and motivations based on hate.
All right, that was our Naomi Ruchim reporting. For more on this, I'm joined now by Danny Danon. He is the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations. Good morning, Mr. Ambassador. My condolences to you. What do you make of this shooting?
It was a horrific attack, not only against the state of Israel or the Jewish community in the United States. It was an attack against the American values in the capital of the United States. And we saw the incitement in the last few weeks. We saw the chanting on campuses, death to Israel, death to the Jews. We saw the lie that the United Nations blaming us for committing horrible crimes, genocide, and other lies that were spread. And unfortunately, when you incite, those words, they have the power to motivate radicals to take actions. And what happened last night in Washington, D.C. was horrible. But it's not enough only to blame the one who actually used the gun to murder 2 innocent victims, but we need to look at those who incite against Israel. And I expect that the authorities, and I'm sure that they will do it, will think about ways not only to condemn anti-Semitism, but to take actions against anti-Semitism.
Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu now says security will be increased for Israel's diplomatic missions around the world. How concerned are you now for the safety of your staff in the U.S. specifically?
Well, first of all, we are grateful for the authorities here. We have a lot of support from the local police in D.C., in New York, and in other locations. But I'm not worried about my staff or the embassies. I'm worried about the Jewish community, because what happened yesterday, this terrorist, similar to October 7th, he planned everything. And he picked a location where there was no tight security. 4 days ago, we had a parade in Manhattan, and we had thousands of policemen securing the parade and protecting the people who came to show support for the state of Israel. But every night, you have hundreds of events, like the one who took place last night. It was a small event of the American Jewish Committee in order to introduce diplomacy to young professionals. So it's going to be very hard to protect every event, every synagogue, every school. You have millions of Jews in the U.S., and they should feel safe, and they should feel that they have a place that they can go and pray without thinking twice whether it's safe or not. That's why I think we have to think not only about the security measures, but about how we actually go after those who spread the hate.
You mentioned condemnation from the UN toward Israel. We know that the police chief said that this suspect said free Palestine. We heard that from a witness also. And Israel is receiving this criticism over the conduct in the war in Gaza. So how do you respond to that?
Well, it's legitimate to criticize Israel, and we have no problem with that. But what we are seeing on campuses, it's not criticism. It's not freedom of speech. You know, you see riots, you see violence, when Jewish students are being attacked, and when someone called death to the Jews or death to Israel, that's not free speech, you know, to my opinion, you know, that's to encourage people to attack. And I think, you know, the head of the universities should feel responsible for what's happening in the universities, and also other leaders. You know, I give you an example. In the United Nations, a senior official, his name is Tom Fletcher, he blamed Israel a week ago that we are committing a genocide, which we all know it's a lie. And then 2 days ago, he blamed us for killing 14,000 Palestinian babies. That's also a lie. So when you spread those lies and you blame Israel for that, you know, it can bring radicals and lunatics to take actions like what happened last night.
Ambassador Danny Danon, we appreciate you connecting with us after this horrific crime. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.